we're going to be doing a little comparison. We're going to be picking 10 Black Ops 6 weapons and comparing that exact weapon to itself in an older Call of Duty. We're going to get a few kills with each and then pick which version was better. Let's dive in. Well, we have to start this video. Obviously, we need to start in BO6, and we also need to start with a brand new weapon that just got added as I'm making this video, and that's the SOG. Now, if you didn't know, the SOG is from BO4. We will show you that in just a little bit. But I've never used this gun before in this game, so we're going to get a few kills with it, see how it is. It is an SMG. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if it fully looks like the original counterpart to this thing. I feel like it looks a little bit different. It sounds different, too. That is the loudest footstep I've ever heard in my... I thought I had a stim. They just added this gun in season 1 of Black Ops 6. Obviously, they're adding a few guns over the next few months, it seems like, with the leaks. But yeah, the SOG, listen, I'm always down for another SMG, man. I love SMGs. Oh my gosh. I'm an SMG player, and anytime I can get something new, I'm always down. Also, this has no attachments on it, so it's kind of cooking. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, let me do one more last examination here. I mean, it semi looks like it. Let's go test the BO4 one. And BO4 was the originator of the SOG. Look at this thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I loved using this thing in BO. Dude, this thing was a beast in BO4. You're gonna see very quickly why this thing was so good. I've been really enjoying coming back to this game lately. I don't know why. It is always extremely sweaty. I think there's something about some of the guns that I use that I really enjoy. Like, obviously, it's so cool to be back here, and the SOG is back. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was grinding this game and the SOG just playing it over and over again. But yeah, when I saw that was getting taken back or getting brought back in BO6, I'm like, I have to do this video where I compare all these guns, because it's too fun not to do that, you know? I do not miss that tripwire. Holy moly. Where's that guy going? Dude, the TTK in this game is unbelievable, and it's still hitting. I feel like I've kind of said enough. You can see the comparison difference. I know it semi looks the same, but the sound and the way the gun feels is totally different in this game, I feel like. And we'll have to see if the SOG becomes meta in BO. Well, excuse me. I don't want to say this because I don't want to sound negative, but I am a little disappointed in the SOG in Black Ops 6. I am going to give this one to the BO4. Something about the BO4, the way it sounds, just feels a little bit more menacing and powerful. And this one just kind of, it almost feels like a Uzi from like COD 4, the mini Uzi. That would be my comparison. So I'm going with the BO4 SOG as being better. Another gun that obviously got added in today's update is the Krig 6. Now, it's called the Krig C in this game. And unfortunately, I am playing bots. I will admit it to you. I should have tried to act like I was actually that good, but it's like level 7 of the battle pass, which is kind of insane. So I'm like, I am not paying to like fast forward. I'm not going to lie. So this is obviously going to be based around the Krig from Cold War. And honestly, this one feels more one-to-one compared to the SOG, in my opinion. I mean, it looks like it, even down to like the stock, the way it shoots with a red dot. It doesn't sound as similar, but I'm really glad they brought this back, because this was one of my favorite guns in Cold War. It's exciting to have more guns. I know a lot of people are always kind of complaining. They're like, oh, it's the same stuff over and over again getting added. But you know what? I think with guns, I'm down with, because who doesn't want more guns? I mean, sure. I mean, we got a bunch of new ones. So it's like, we got new ones. We got some remasters or remakes or whatever you want to call them. Oh, it's got some range on this thing too. So I think it's a W. I'm not going to lie to you, but I think this one's going to be tough to try to figure out which one's better. All right, let's get one more kill with this. I mean, it's a bot. I was going to say slammed, but then I realized it's a bot. Okay. Let's go over to the Cold War Krig 6. It feels good, boys. Man, this is a good map, actually. I kind of hope they kind of bring this map. I know remasters, da. But some of these Cold War maps after launch were so good, and they need more love. Like we didn't get enough time with them, man. But the Krig 6 in Cold War, I mean, it was pretty much meta, as you can tell. It's a beam. It has no recoil. I mean, I'm not trying to do some sort of TikTok right now, guys. It has no recoil. It's the meta. What else could I say? What's another keyword I can use? And honestly, too, I remember a lot of guns from this era because I was ingrained in the Warzone era. And when the Krig got added to the game, oh, it was so fun to use. It was so fun to use. And this was like Cold War was kind of the first one to kind of really, the bundle wise with this Ice Drake, it was like one of the first ones that got kind of crazy, you know? Vanguard came after. MW19 kept it kind of realistic, I would say. That guy's stomping like crazy. Oh, okay. I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. Let me get one more. Let me get one more. Coach, let me get one more. There you go. Sit down. All right, y'all. I mean, listen, you saw both of them. I think they're very, very similar. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, the sound's a little bit different, and, you know, the overall handling's a little bit. I think the BO6 one's actually better for handling wise. I gotta say, though, I think the Krig 6 in Cold War is overall better. Maybe just because it's the OG, but I think also maybe since you had some cool mastercrafts with the Krig 6. So maybe in a couple months, we'll revisit the Krig 6 in Black Ops 6 when we have some more stuff. But I think it's a pretty close 1-to-1. It's way different than the SOG. The SOG did not do a good 1-to-1 replica. This one did a way better job. So it's a little bit harder to kind of choose which one I like better, to be honest with you. But I guess I'll go Cold War. It's the AS Val. Oh, look at this bad boy. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-wee. I know I've said that almost for every single gun, but I am excited to revisit this weapon because I'm not even revisiting these weapons. I mean, use this weapon. I'm excited to revisit in the other game that we're going to play. And I think we can probably give this one away. I think you probably know which one we're going to be playing because there's really only one AS Val. And boy, did it cause some havoc in the game that it was out with. But it is, I believe it's an AR. It's definitely an AR in this game. I believe it was an AR in the last game as well, surprisingly enough. It felt like an SMG though in the last game, and in this one it definitely feels like an AR. This is so sweaty. Holy crap. But this one definitely feels more like an AR than it does an SMG. I am building it more like an AR, but I mean, honestly, if you're looking at the AS Val from like a visual representation, it actually does a very good job of copying its predecessor. And I'm actually surprised that they brought this thing back. This is like an older, not older title, but it's an older themed game. It's like, are we in the Cold War again? I can't even remember. I played the campaign and everything. Obviously, this was in a modern title the last time. I'm just surprised to see it kind of return because it's a different era, but I guess, you know, that happens, you know. As you can tell, though, it's pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth, boys. That's what we're all about here. That guy rolled. That guy rolled. Let's see if we can't get a little three-piece in this. That guy's, yeah, I like that. Let me get one more and go right here. A little longer. Oh my gosh. Now here's where things start to get fun. The AS Val, like I said, I told you guys in advance, this thing was going to be what I chose. Oh man, it's so good to be back with this thing. This obviously was added, I believe it was added in the season 1 battle pass. It off the rip was freaking unbelievable, as Austin Powers would say. It's freaking unbelievable, brother. There is no other way to describe this thing besides amazing. And it shot through walls in the beginning. I don't know if you guys remember that, but you could shoot through walls and kill people. I mean, it was scary. Oh my gosh, this thing is still insane. And this blueprint too, by the way, is so fun to use. The red, like, tracer pack. I love tracer packs. I hope that I can't miss. I got an advanced UAV. I haven't had an advanced UAV in 5+ years. This AS Val is, I don't know. Something about some Modern Warfare. Something about some of the Modern Warfare weapons, the way they handled, the way they operated, it is just tough to beat these things, man. Listen, I gotta stop. I'll use the AS Val for another 45 minutes. I gotta stop. Let me get one more look at it, though. Okay, guys, listen. Despite BO6 being a very, very good AS Val, is there anything that's ever gonna beat that AS Val from Modern Warfare? That thing came in hot and heavy. So many memories with that gun, including, of course, shooting through walls. That always helps the gun have a better rating because, you know, when you can do that, it's kind of crazy. But I think I am going to choose the Modern Warfare 19 AS Val. All right, we are going to also go to the next gun here, which I think most of you know what I'm using here. This is the C9, aka the MP5. And just like every other Call of Duty before, it's unbelievable. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be this good. I'm pretty sure it got buffed recently. I know that has really nothing to do with what type of video we're making right now. I'm not gonna tell you what gun I want to compare it to, but I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a different comparison. This thing is unbelievable. What is happening? I just wish we could go back to the MP5 from MW19. There is something so special about that weapon. I don't know why. I don't know how. They just absolutely nailed it when it came to that production. I mean, it was perfect. But yeah, as you can see, iron sights a little bit different. Not like that circle iron sights that we're kind of used to with the MP5 in previous Call of Duties. I mean, it's still pretty though. You know what I mean? It's still pretty. Let's get one more. Now I want to show you the one that I'm comparing this to because I think it'll surprise you. Obviously, I'm not comparing it to the MW19 one, as you can probably tell, because I said it's nothing like that one. Okay, that's okay. Sorry. Let's move on to the next MP5. And let's see if I can surprise you here. MW2. And I know, it's the Lockman sub. It's, in my opinion, the closest version of what we got with the Black Ops 6 version. I will say the Orion camo is kind of nice. Oh baby, it is so crazy to me how loud the footsteps are in Modern Warfare titles. Every time I come back to MW2, I have so much fun. I think there's two reasons for it. One, no offense to the people that still play MW2, it's a little bit body. And number two, you die so quick that I feel like if you have the first shot on everybody, you like win. And it's a little body, so you win a lot more gunfights. And I don't know if skill base is a little less strict, but like I said, this one here feels a lot like the BO6 version. The aim down sight feels very similar. The noise that this one makes is not my favorite. This is probably one of my least favorite MP5s in Call of Duty history, unfortunately. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. I feel like it just kind of misses every MP5 you at least kind of remember. And this one you don't at all, I feel like. I feel like the Vaznev was kind of what dominated this game. I'm having actually a really, really fun time doing this right now, and it's scaring me because you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of MW2. Anyway, it was still overpowered as all get out in this game. It still was meta for a very, very, very long time. Probably still technically is, but I do feel like the Vaznev dominated. But again, the Lockman sub too, just the name, it kind of gives me indigestion. And sometimes playing this game gives me indigestion. Does it have range? Yeah, it does. Holy crap. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we had the C9 and we had the Lockman sub from MW2. Honestly, this one doesn't really come close in my opinion. For me, the BO6 one feels better. You can move better with it. Now, that's obviously probably because of the MW2 design choice, I'll say. The slowness of the game, the feel of the game. But I also didn't really care for the way the Lockman sub sounded. I feel like the Black Ops 6 one's a lot more smooth. And let's be honest, C9 or Lockman sub? I mean, which one sounds cooler in your opinion compared to the MP5? MP5's quick, cool. C9, MP5. C9, MP5. Lockman sub. We're going BO6. All right, well, we're joining this one late. I'm not sure why, but we got to find the gun. Okay, there it is. KSV. Now, KSV in this game is kind of being compared to, I want to say like the AKs, but not the AK like 47, more the AK SMG versions. And as you can tell, when you shoot this bad boy, it's got that very similar vibe. He's behind the door. It's got that OG, you know, kind of, I don't even know what you want to call it, but I actually really like this gun. I believe this is probably up there with metas for sure. It's just got that AK feel. And it doesn't even say AK anywhere on the description or anything, but you know what? I've seen other people compare it to that. I'm going to compare it to that as well because I agree with what they said. So that's what we're going to do. It's my video. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. But other than that, there's nothing you can do about it. I do have to say one thing. This map is absolutely awful. Like, awful. Where am I? Well, I'm in the water, man. Oh, I'm in the blender here with the spawns. I'm in the blender. There, I just go right up here in the gut, right down the gut, and do it to him. Oh my gosh. Drop down, act like nothing happened. Zoom over here. It feels good. I'm telling you, boys, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. There is something about an AK in a Call of Duty. It always hits. Little range. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go to the comparison. Wait, now let's go. I told you that KSV looked like AK-74U. I didn't want to spoil it, but you're telling me that doesn't look like this? Come on now, be honest. I mean, look how pretty this is, man. This game's so pretty to go back to. I miss this game so much. But the AK-74U, holy lag. The AK-74U, like I said, this game and this gun has a lot of, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of good versions of it. The Cold War is good. This is good. I mean, I guess there's some AKs in the older CODs as well that I'm in. I just thought of the BO1 would be a nice comparison because it is getting compared to that online. And dude, this thing, I use this thing nonstop back in BO1. I was either using this bad boy or a FAMAS. There was no in between. Maybe an occasional Galil as well. Why did I just climb that? You know, I would rotate back and forth, but I'm telling you, with this game, I was running and gunning marathon lightweight AK-74U and just absolutely loving life. Peeking again like that, bada bing, bada boom. They had no idea I'm coming. This is honestly probably one of my favorite guns in Call of Duty history, which is a crazy opinion maybe. I need to do a tier list of ranking my favorite guns or something, or like ranking every gun in COD history, like launch. That would be fun. Let me know if you guys would want me to do that. Maybe I'll do that on the second channel. All right, let's get one or two more here because I feel like I'm cooking. And you see the power of this thing. Honestly, if you put rapid fire on this too, it was even better. One more go one. Let's take this guy's care package. Ah, dang it. Hey, listen, that's fine. At least we took him off a street. I hate to do this to the KSV because I really do like it, but if we're comparing it to the AK-74U, I thought about comparing it to the Cold War. I don't even know what the gun's called right now. I can't even think about it. What's the gun called? The AK-74U. Isn't that in Cold War? What am I doing? Is my brain not working? So comparing it to the AK-74U from either Cold War or Black Ops 1, we obviously played Black Ops 1. It doesn't compete, man. It doesn't. But it looks clean. But I'm giving this one to BO1. Well, we got another gun here, but I first want to make note. This is a new map on BO6. It's called Extraction. So I've never played this map before, but we are going to do the old PDW, Jackal PDW. I mean, listen, you guys use this in the beta probably. If you played, it's pretty good. It was actually phenomenal in the beta, and they had to nerf it a little bit. But as you can tell, it's, oh my, what the heck am I doing there? It's still pretty good. Now, I think that this map actually was probably a map that Modern Warfare team, if you guys didn't hear the rumor, apparently can you get, what the heck? I just jumped through that entire helicopter. Apparently there's some maps that Sledgehammer or Treyarch borrowed from Sledgehammer, who made MW3. So A lot of people predicted that this was one of them, but back to the PDW. Like I said, things great, absolute beast. The funny thing with this PDW is the one that we're comparing it to, it looks nothing. And I'm talking about nothing like the other one. This PDW is still unbelievable. Obviously, they nerfed it a little bit, but I don't think they nerfed it too much, to be frank with you. It's got some range on it, too. It's got some range on it. It's got some range on it. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, okay. I think usually in betas, there's always like one weapon that's completely broken, and they finally try to, you know, clean it up by the end of the release. So they have done that, like I said, like 7 times already in this video, but it is funny to see how different this PDW is than the one that I'm going to compare it to next. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, it can cuss too. Does it have range? Oh my. So they spawn there. Interesting. This is the PDW from Black Ops 2. Now, it looks nothing like the PDW in Black Ops 6 at all. It doesn't sound like it. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't act like it. There's really nothing that ties it back except for the name, which is so weird. I'm honestly wondering if this is even worth the comparison, but we're doing it for the sake of the video, because if it is, it's great. If I miss one, you're gonna be like, you missed the PDW. Oh, this thing is so good. So this thing had a 50 round mag by default. I do not have extended mags on. It just was a beast, man. I believe the story with this thing is, if I remember correctly, it got nerfed so many times off the rip because it was super overpowered, which then allowed the MSMC and the MP7 all to kind of make its way into the rotation. But in the beginning, PDW, all the TikTokers and YouTubers would have had a PDW class very early. Yeah, it's weird how it has like no real relation. I mean, and I'm thinking the other PDWs that are out there, I guess the pistols from AW, the ghost pistol. So they're all, PDW is more like, I don't know if it's necessarily the gun itself. It's more like the style of gun, if that makes sense. It might not make sense, but it makes sense to me, and that's really all that matters. That's poor shooting, but no, teammate. All right, let me get one more. I wanted to drop shot. If that would have been my last one if I would have gotten it. There's the drop shot. There we go, baby. Okay, this is kind of another tough one for me because they're very different in scope. The BO2 PDW is kind of nothing like this PDW. They almost feel like different guns, but they got the same name, so we're gonna compare them. I personally really love the jackal, but I might go with the BO2 PDW because, dude, I remember using that thing back then, and it was like the most OP weapon of all time. And especially having that 50 round mag by default, I mean, that's just special, man. This is the SWAT 556. Probably a name you haven't heard in a while either with guns, because this one has not come back in a long time, but this is like a LMG almost in this game, I think, or maybe a marksman rifle. And it's a 3 round burst. I totally forgot it was a 3 round burst. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that is maybe the least powerful weapon I've ever seen in my entire life. I hope that is not how this is up close, because okay. So long range, it's terrible. Mid-range, it's 1 burst. This is getting out of hand. I don't have a lot of experience with this weapon. I really don't have a lot of experience with the weapon that we're going to compare it to, because it's just one of those guns that I feel like nobody really used back in the day, but this is actually kind of good. Am I creating a meta in Black Ops 6 here? When I was planning this video too of the guns I wanted to do, I thought about this weapon and I still forgot that it was a burst. Okay, this is actually good. Guys, I think I found the new meta. Oh my gosh. I apologize. It's time for some BO2, boys. And this is the SWAT 556. And like I said, it surprised me a little bit in BO6. At first, it was a little bit sloppy. And then I'm like, okay, wait a second. I'm starting to figure this thing out. It's not very good deep, but it was good close. So we are we playing anybody is the question, but we are using the SWAT. Oh no, tell me it's not bad, and tell me it's not bad long range in this game too. Okay, that's how I remember the SWAT being. That's how I remember my SWAT being. He's gonna come back for sure. They always re-peak, especially if that guy, they got that kind of camo. But yeah, this was a gun. It was actually a really fun gun to use back in the day. It did not get as much love as the M8, the AN94, like not even in the remote vicinity. But I always enjoyed using it. I was gonna say, if I die to this guy again, I'm gonna start to rage here, folks. But yeah, the SWAT's one of those guns, like that's kind of why I wanted to do it on this video, because it's kind of an underused gun in every game that it's in. And obviously I know it's probably only in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 6, but I haven't seen really anybody use it in either game. But it's always like viable. That's the funny thing. It's just I guess not what people think that they want to use. I mean, and I understand when there's metas and SBMM, why in the world would you go use a SWAT? I totally get that. But it was actually kind of hitting, so I don't know. Oh no. There we go. Dude, I just remember that. Oh, this game was so good. It's amazing to be back on this game. BO2 is one of those games that just hold up so incredibly well. And I've said that forever. Every time I come back to it, it feels like this game could come out today and it would be well loved. Let me get one more with this bad boy. I'm kind of enjoying this. Peek it again. Okay. That's not, come on. One more. I'm telling you, time just flies when I play BO2. AN94, boys. We got to prove the doubters wrong. That's a good one to finish on. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I feel like this is a tough one as well. I mean, the SWAT, I don't really have a lot of experience with either one of these guns. I feel like the SWAT in BO6 has like some power to it, but it's got to be in a certain range. But they're both like ARs or like LMG vibes. So why is it not as good from long range? I think I'm gonna go BO2 SWAT. I'm gonna say it. This one's gonna be very difficult for me to choose between. This is the XM4 in Black Ops 6, and I just need to start off right off the rip. This is one of my favorite guns in Call of Duty history. Not only is it in BO6, but it's also one of my favorites in the Call of Duty that we're going to be comparing it to. There is just something about the XM4, like it's like an AR, but you can move around pretty much like it's an SMG. The Black Ops 6 XM4, I don't know about you guys, it is easily one of my favorite guns in the game, possibly one of my favorite guns in this Call of Duty franchise. It is wild how much I like this. Like, this was the gun that I think I got golds first or second on this thing. As you guys know, I've been doing a little camo grinding on the side. I'm actually playing on another account just because my buddy's account, because he has the krig available. So I'm just gonna do all these now on the same account. So he's got mastery camo, and I'm like, boy, would I love to use the XM4 with a mastery camo. Maybe one day I'll get there, guys. If you want to see me grind for the mastery camo, let me know in the comments down below. I mean, look at the dark matter in this game. Holy crap. I need this so bad. It's all about like the handling. Also, by the way, just a fun fact, you can actually shoot that and it opens the door. I mean, that's pretty cool right there. Wow, I could keep going on this. I gotta stop because I could use this. I could play this entire game with this XM4 and be happy. There we go. That's good. Okay, let's go to the next XM4. Well, we're back on Cold War, ladies and gentlemen. If we're gonna compare the XM4 to anything, listen, I know the XM4 is part of the M4 family or whatever you want to call it, but when I think of XM4, I just think of this game. This XM4 in Cold War, I don't know about you guys, I feel like it operated better as an SMG. I tried using this thing like an AR a bunch back in the day, but as soon as you make it like an SMG, this thing had crazy mobility up close. It was wild in the Warzone era, if you guys played Warzone. As an AR, I really don't remember. Like, I remember using it like an SMG. And I'm trying to prove my point right now because I can't get a kill as an AR. Sure, the build's not perfect, but guess what? If your job is an AR and you're better up close, how does that make sense? Why are we camping on top like that, guys? What are we doing? I mean, I knew the SMG version was better, but I didn't think it was that much better. I mean, look. Let me get one more from AR range. Oh yeah, this thing's trash. This might be the hardest comparison yet for me. I love the XM4 in Cold War. I love the XM4 in Black Ops 6. Probably one of my favorite guns in both games. I honestly don't know which one to choose. I might honestly leave this one up to you guys in the comments. If I had to be honest, I probably will go with BO6 just because it's something about the feeling. But I will say the one memory of the XM4 back in like Cold War and the Warzone era where you could use the XM4 as an SMG almost pretty much, that was nasty. So I'm gonna go Black Ops 6, but if you disagree with me in the comments, please let me know because I think that would be, I wanna see. Okay, this is the PP919 from Black Ops 6, and this is not looking good right now, okay? This gun, I know I said the XM4 is one of my favorite guns. This is also one of my favorite guns because of that right there. It absolutely fries, and here's the thing. I always feel like the PP Bison and whatever you want to call it, like that it's been called in multiple CODs, I always feel like it gets the short end of the stick. I mean, in the COD we're going to be going and comparing it against, it was never meta one time. Like, it was never used. It's just unfortunate. I feel bad for it. It's like, you're a great weapon, and it's good to see it actually get some love in BO6 and be able to, oh gosh. You know what the best thing about this gun also too? The clip for these guns are always just absolutely the biggest clips off rip. It's the weirdest thing. This is 64, I think, by default. And I think you can get it up to like 80. It is insane. So that's always a positive. Let's be real. Also, if you guys didn't know this, I'm just going to give you a little tips and tricks video. You can jump up here and sit on Babylon. And you know what? I'm going to watch this hard point for just a second by sitting up here. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 more kills with this thing while we're camping on the jump spot. Just to be a little bit of a rat. See if it's got some range. Oh yeah, it's got some range. Oh yeah, it's got some range. The one you're going to compare it to, actually, it might surprise you. Actually, no, it won't surprise you at all. I was talking about metas. This shouldn't surprise you. And it's time to use the PP90. I'm sorry, this is not the PP90. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is the PP Bison from Modern Warfare. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. I wanted to show this thing a little love. I felt like most people thought that I was probably going to be using the Bison from MW3, but I'm like, you know what? Let's switch it up on them a little bit, because when I played MW19, the PP Bison didn't get enough love. You know, you're using the MP5, you're using the MP7, and maybe there was a good reason why, because this thing has no range, and I know it's an SMG, but still, I did want to come back to see how it kind of flowed. I mean, it's not terrible. Warzone era, multiplayer era. I mean, there really wasn't too many people using this gun, at least I don't think. Like I said, don't quote me on it, but this thing's pretty good. As you can tell. Get one more with it. Oh, yeah. All right, so the Bison or the PP919 from Black Ops 6. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give another one to Black Ops 6 here. I feel like the Bison never ever made it to becoming the best gun. Yeah, you could probably use it in multiplayer, but that's because the TTK was so quick in MW19. It was a decent gun in MW19, but I feel like this one, it actually, I don't know, it just feels better. It flows better. Like, I think of the MP5 and the MP7 in MW19. I don't think of the Bison. But for Black Ops 6, I put the Bison at one of my top SMGs. And it's just that simple. So we're going BO6. Well, we waited till the last game to use something that I don't really enjoy, and that's snipers. This is the LW3. This is a Black Ops gun, okay? And it's in a previous Black Ops as well. Whoa, okay, hang on. Oh, dude, that would have been cool. I don't know how you guys snipe, man. I just have never been good at it. I've tried so many times and failed so many times. Watch this. They're gonna peek it. hit him in the toe. I hit him in the freaking toe, man. These guys are so freaking sweaty too. One more. As you can tell, I'm barely commentating because I have to try so hard to get 3 kills. Oh my gosh. That's just stupid. That's stupid. One more and I'm done with... He's behind me. Okay. It ain't pretty, boys, but we got it done. Let's move over. So like I said, I thought I had to include some sort of sniper, and the LW3 in Black Ops 6 always reminds me of this gun right here, the L96A. And again, listen, you guys know I'm not, listen, this will be very short. But I mean, even the design of it, the body of it, tell me that does not look like it. I didn't snipe much in Black Ops 1, but I didn't actually mind it when I did. I actually enjoyed Black Ops 1 sniping, which is a very, very unpopular opinion. I don't know if it was just the satisfying hit markers or not, or this gun was satisfying. I'm not sure, but I had a blast. So I'm gonna try to get a kill or 2, maybe 3. I feel like 3 is like the perfect amount for me. It's like, okay, I'm working. I got a couple. I don't know, like the quick. What the heck? No. I told you I don't snipe. And I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this ping that is gonna make me camp. And one more clean one and I'm good. But I just want to say, I did enjoy sniping in BO1. I do think that this is the gun that mimics. Where'd that shot go? Okay, get me off this. Get me off of it. I'll be frank with you. I don't like sniping in really either game, but I think the LW in Black Ops 1 is way better personally. I don't like the LW3 in Black Ops 6. I don't really know. It could be me. It could be the game. It could be just something else. I feel like the LW in Black Ops 1 just felt more comfortable to use. But maybe that's just me as a non-sniper talking. But I don't care. I'm going BO1. So there you go. There's 10 Black Ops 6 weapons versus the exact same weapon, just in a different Call of Duty. How do you think I did? How were my rankings? If you want to watch another video, a very good video, click this one right here. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. We'll see you in the next one.